So everything that Watson's been going through the past year has all been cleared up a little bit, and he was going to be on the market, and teams are going to be calling. Teams are going to be trying to offer the Texans a huge amount of draft capital players for their young star quarterback in Deshaun Watson. So one of the teams that are interested, that should be interested, are the Philadelphia Eagles. They have, not enough cap space right now, but maybe if they traded a guy or two, maybe if they cut someone, they would have around enough cap space to take in Deshaun Watson's contract. So you have a lot of first round picks, you have some assets, so it may be a place you want to look for trading Deshaun Watson. So I'd like to welcome you guys to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome. Today, we're going to be going through the Philadelphia Eagles and if they can be a possible landing spot for Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. Well, what would the asking price be? What are the chances? Do they have salary cap? What can they do to free up some of that salary cap? So if you enjoy sports content, NFL content mainly, draft, all that's coming up, make sure you like, subscribe, and put the post notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. And so Deshaun Watson, when he did play for the Texans, he was a pretty damn good quarterback. He brought a team that we just saw last year what happened without him. Even the year before, something similar would have happened because they had damn near nothing. But Deshaun Watson found a way to claw them up to 6 or 7 wins, I believe it was. And then a few years before that, those years following up to before he was going through all this, he was playing for some pretty damn good football. And he is a pretty damn good NFL quarterback. And he is pretty young. Thing is, he is expensive right now. So the Eagles, they will need to trade a guy like Fletcher Cox to them maybe. Maybe you trade Big Play Slay, but you don't really have an option to replace him because you're going to be giving up those first rounds for that cornerback and Big Play Slay, and then the cornerback room is going to be really thin. So you have 3 first-round picks, right? The Russell Wilson trade, Broncos gave up two firsts, 2 seconds, a fifth, and quite a few players. Noah Fant was a really decent tight end. Shelby Harris was a decent nose guard. And then you had, I always forget the other guy, Drew Lock. I always forget one of those 3, but all of them were players that could possibly make an impact. We know Noah Fant is going to. We know Shelby Harris is going to. Drew Lock is a question mark, but you come back to Deshaun Watson. He's younger, and he's still being paid. Yes, he's still expensive. He's younger. He's arguably maybe more dynamic than Russell Wilson. Maybe a little better than Russell Wilson, especially right now. They may want 4, 5 first round picks. They may want, if you don't supplement one of those first round picks, they may want 2 firsts. They may want a star. They may want Fletcher Cox. You may want to swap Jalen Hurts, which is what they would do, what they should do, and that might bring a first round pick off. So maybe you get 4 first round picks, Hurts, and then Fletcher Cox. I can see that, but do they really do it? What are the chances of it really happening? I think the chances are pretty up there. I have the Eagles up there with one of the best suitors for Deshaun Watson. The offensive line isn't terrible. They have the draft capital to do so, to pull off such a trade. They have a very creative coach from the Colts. They have some weapons, if they draft guys 2nd or 3rd round, depending on what they give up for Watson, what else they give up. This receiving class is very deep, but will Watson just want Devontae Smith and then maybe a rookie? I don't know. He may be picky, but he picks where he goes because of that trade clause. So I think Philly is a good spot for him. They'd be able to afford him depending on who they cut or trade to Houston. I think Philly is one of the top spots for Watson, because Watson, we saw what happened last year, what happened with Jalen Hurts. They did pretty darn good. Now, it would change the offense a bit. It would definitely change the way the offense is ran because Hurts is more of a run guy than a pass guy. He's more of a run first guy than a pass first guy. So, Watson is more pass first than run if he could. So, you would have to change the offense a little bit, but I'd say Nick Sirianni would be very capable of doing so. And when you get a chance to bring a young quarterback talent in like that, the rest of the rest of the NFC isn't necessarily that strong at quarterback outside of maybe the Rams you got to worry about, the Packers you got to worry about. Really, outside of that, there's really not great quarterback play. So you bring Russ over there with that team that you have over there. I'd say the Eagles become NFC, maybe not favorites, but definitely contenders. They'd definitely be a team to put in the conversation to come out of the NFC and be in the Super Bowl. I know that sounds wild, but that'd be the truth. Now, the defense would be a little bit different, would maybe hold that back a little bit. They need to figure that defense out, maybe sign someone, but then again, will they have the cap to sign someone else? I don't know. So, would Watson want to go here? I'm not sure, because if they give up all those picks, they don't necessarily have other weapons. They do have Dallas Goedert, very solid tight end, and they do have some really damn good running backs. So they have a decent base. They have an okay, a decent offensive line. It's not bad at all. An offensive line, defensive line is pretty good. I think I might have said that by accident, but like I've been saying, this Eagles team would definitely be an NFC contender if they were to go out and acquire Deshaun Watson, depending on what they do in the draft, on how well they draft. This team could be a contender with Deshaun Watson, but there are other places that are interested, so we really don't know until it really happens, and that's the beauty of the NFL, because we could sit here and talk about it all day and talk about a million different situations and still be wrong. So other teams that'd be interested are the Seahawks, maybe, but do they have more draft capital than the Eagles? They do. Those second round picks make up for that third first that they have or whatever. So you have the Seahawks, you have the Eagles, you have the Steelers who are interested, and you have the Panthers, which many think that he's going to go to the Panthers. I don't see it. I can't see Watson going to the Panthers. It just doesn't make sense. They don't have an offensive line. They do have some pretty damn good weapons, and they do have some really damn good running backs. And the defense is really pretty good. So, but there's no offensive line. And that's what the Texans were a few years ago. They had weapons, yeah. They had running backs, yeah. Lamar Miller. And then the weapons were what? Hopkins, Fuller. They had guys that can be solid weapons. And the defense is really good. You had J.J. Watt, Zach Cunningham, you had A.J. Bouye. You had a lot of really good talent in the defense. It's really similar to the Texans situation. So if he looks over there and sees that, he's not going to want to go there. He's really not. So, chances of it happening are medium. I'm not going to say they're very high. I'm going to say they're medium, kind of in the middle. Because they have the capital. They have the resources. They have the first round picks. They have some players that they can give up. That are getting older, that they probably going to trade anyways. So tell me what you Eagles fans think. Do you guys think that Deshaun would take it to the next level? I absolutely think so. Or do you think you should trade all those first round picks for him? Because there are other places that the Eagles do need. Linebacker, corner, Darius Slay is aging. He's not getting any younger. Even though he's solid, he's not getting any younger. Wide receiver, maybe a safety. There's still quite a bit of needs on the Eagles team. So that's all I got for you guys in this video. I thank you for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure you give me your thoughts on it in the comment section below. Don't be scared to disagree with me. I love when people disagree with me. I don't look at it as attacking me. I just look at it as a fun debate. Just because you have a different opinion than me, or if I have a different opinion than you, doesn't mean either of us are right. We're just here giving our thoughts on football and having a blast doing so. So make sure you like, subscribe, and put the post notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. This is the JDW Sports Talk Show, signing off.